Hare Krishna Mataji, that was Pranam. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Nittu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. So glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Caitanya Sundari Dasi. Thank you so much Mataji for all your services.
Hare Krishna Kritida Sundari Mataji, please accept my pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your all wonderful services, Mataji, and for giving me the opportunity to do the seva. Hare Krishna, welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Vijay, and praying for Ejikamadika Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Brinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. This is Cinmayi, Vrajpriya, Devi, Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Cinmayi, Vrajpriya Mataji, please accept my pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your wonderful services. All glories to all your services, Mataji. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you. And welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Cinmayi Vrajpriya Mataji to enlighten us on the topic of glories of Sri Caitanya Bhagavatam Madhya Khanda 22 chapter and text number 11 to 23. Before handovering the call to Mataji, I would like to read today's quote of Srila Prabhupada. With Mataji's permission, Mataji, can I read, Mataji?
Yes, go ahead Mataji. I think so she is on mute.
Okay, Mataji, sure. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Today is 25th February. And Srila Prabhupada has written, in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, it does not matter whether we are working, cooking, painting, writing, chanting, or whatever. They are all the same. There are no such distinction of higher and lower on the transcendental platform. The important thing is that we are engaging our time and energy in the service of the Lord. After all, we are so tiny. What can we do? Krishna says simply that this time is being spent in his service. Letter to Karunamayi, February 25th, 1968. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your valuable time and association to us this mid-morning. Now I will hand over the call to you, Mataji, whenever ready. Please take over the call. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi Mataji, thank you so much for your warm welcome. Thank you, Suksagri Mataji. That was such a beautiful recitation. I just read the message and got to know about Kaumudiki Mataji. So our sincere prayers for Mataji. Mataji is so elevated. She doesn't need prayers from a fallen soul like me, but still my prayers. My respect to all the Vaishnavas assembled here. Please bless me that whatever I speak today will be totally in accord with Srila Prabhupada's and Guru Maharaj's words. And no words should rise from my mental concoction. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. This blessing is very important for me, so please bless me. We'll start with Mangalacharan prayers. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्दा श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्दा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत्। Hare Krishna Matajis, Prabhujis. So yesterday we began a new chapter. It's entitled Delivering Sachi Devi from Offense and Descriptions of Nityananda's Qualities. So yesterday we saw how Devananda Pandita was was chastised by Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu, and then Srila Vrindavan Das Thakura goes ahead and talks about Vaishnava Aparad. So yesterday we learned from Prabhuji how our Shraddha, which is the first step in our bhakti, also begins because of Vaishnavas. And again, it is Vaishnava Aparadha alone which can impede our spiritual journey also. So we had a beautiful class yesterday. And the last verse of yesterday was Mother Sachi, in whose womb Gaurachandra appeared, had once committed an offense to a Vaishnava. And that Vaishnava was none other than our Advaita Gosai. So today we'll continue with our verses and we'll see what happens. Text 11. आपने से अपराधा प्रभु गुछैया मायरा दिलेना प्रेमा सब शिखाइया. The Lord bestowed ecstatic love on his mother only after ensuring that she was relieved of that offense. So here we are talking about Shachi Mata. Shachi Mata is the eternal mother of Vishwambhara. So she could not have done a Vaishnava aparat, but these are Mahaprabhu uses his intimate devotees to teach us all a lesson, and that is how this pastime unfolds. And we will be seeing for quite some time this pastime, how Shachimata, this pastime between Shachimata and Advaitacharya. So let's have a very small, brief introduction for Shachimata. Shachimata was the daughter of Neelambar Chakravarti, and Neelambar Chakravarti was a resident in Belpukhuria, and he was a very famous astrologer, and he had one daughter, that is Shachimata herself, and two sons. And Neelambar Chakravarti was Sumukha, who was a cowherd in Krishna Leela, and this Sumukha was none other than the father of Yashodamai. And mother of Shachimata was also the eternal consort of Sumukha. She was Patala Devi. She was wife of Sumukha in Krishna Leela. And Shachimata gets married to Jagannath Mishra. Jagannath Mishra is Shachimata and Jagannath Mishra are they are the ocean of Vatsalya Rasa. So they are none other than Yashoda Mai and Nanda Baba. And in Gorganodesh Deepika, some devotees have also said that Aditi Kashyapa, who came as Kaushalya Ramachandra, Kaushalya Dasharatha, who came as Prishni and Sutapa, who came as Devaki and Vasudeva, they came as Shachimata and Jagannath Mishra. So either way, they are the eternal parents of our Supreme Lord. And Shachimata endured a lot when she appeared as Vishwambhara's mother. She gave birth to 8 daughters, and all of them died at birth. And then she gave birth to Vishwarupa. Balabhadra himself came as Vishwarupa. But then Vishwarupa, when he came to the age where his parents thought of getting him married, he also went and took sannyasa. And then Jagannath Mishra also left. And then it was just Vishwambhar alone and our little Nimai and his mother. And Mother Sachi's life and soul was Nimai, this Nimai. And she used to breathe, she used to live just for this Nimai. And again, when she got Vishwambhar married to Lakshmi Priya Mata also, who was the goddess of fortune herself, Lakshmi Priya Mata also leaves her body very soon. So this way, Shachi Mata endures a lot, but she is the highest ideal of mother and wife. Her entire household was always dedicated to the service of Vishnu and Vaishnavas. And she had so much of love for her son that and she never hesitated to follow any of the spiritual instruction which her son gave. Generally, mothers, when all mothers will love their children, but they don't take much from the sons. They kind of, yeah, I'm the adult here. But Sachimata, whatever spiritual instruction her son would give, she would take it. So one day, Nimai was a student, and he was still a young boy. And one day he comes to his mother and he requests her to give him one thing in charity. So Sachimata says, "My dear son, ask me whatever you want, I'll give." And then Mahaprabhu says, "My dear mother, please do not eat grains on Ekadashi." So till then, it was a prejudice among Smarta Brahmanas. Srila Prabhupada says that among women, widowed women would fast from grains on Ekadashi, but married women would not. They were called Sadhava. And Shachimata, since she was married, she was not fasting from grains. But then, the moment her son said this, she said, "You have spoken very nicely, O Nimai. I shall not eat grains on Ekadashi from today." And this was Mother Sachi's intense love to her son, that she would follow whatever he would ask. We all know how Mahaprabhu stays in 4 places all the time, eternally. One is Sachimata's altar, and then we have Nityananda Prabhu, wherever Nityananda Prabhu dances. Then we have Srivasangan, and we have Raghav Pandit's home. So Sachimata's altar is so important to our Mahaprabhu. And we know how during when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Shachimata was engulfed in grief. And I will read a small paragraph from Gauranga book, which Srila Gurudev has written. Srila Gurudev, this is the topic, I think it's the Lord accepts the renounced order. And Guru Maharaj gives reasons for Mahaprabhu's renunciation. That is, his students, they could not understand when Mahaprabhu was chanting Gopi Gopi. So Mahaprabhu was on a different platform, and he wanted to go deep into Radha Krishna's pastimes, and he realized that he could not do this being a grihastha. So he takes, and of course, Guru Maharaj says, of course, in the Shastras, it was already predicted that Lord Krishna would come, and for 24 years, he'll be a householder. He will be in householder life, and for the next 24 years in renounced order. So one night he escaped with 5 devotees, and in the middle of the night, somehow his mother discovered that he was gone. She looked everywhere for him. She was calling out, "Nimai, Nimai, kothe." In Bengali, kothe, I think it's kothe, please forgive me, means where. So she was calling out, "Where are you, Nimai?" She ran out into the fields looking for him and crying. There is a village she came to along the way, where she was so mad in her separation of her divine son that she was just calling over and over, "Where is my Nimai? Where is my Nimai?" But it was in the middle of the night and there was no response. She collapsed on the ground crying and criticized the village, calling it Nirdoy. Daya means mercy, so Nirdoy means no mercy. Since that time, the village is known as Nirdoy, now shortened to Nidoy, and it always gets hit by the flood first. They had no mercy on Mother Sachi, so they are still paying for the karma. So this is how intense Mother Sachi's love is to Mahaprabhu. And we know when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and he wanted to go to Vrindavan, and he was actually in ecstasy. He was walking around Radhadesh. Our Nityananda Prabhu, who knew the heart of Mother Sachi and all the Navadvip Vasis, somehow tricked our Mahaprabhu to come to Advaita Acharya's house in Shantipur, and then he asks Mother Sachi to come and to Shantipur along with all the Navadvip residents, and Mother Sachi cooks for Nimai, and now who is in the sannyasa order, and every day there would be lots of kirtan, and Mother Sachi would see this um, ecstatic dancing of her son, who would be jumping, rolling in ecstasy, and she would be so worried that her son would get hurt. And at that time, Mahaprabhu gave her the vision of her, so that Sachimata would also become so ecstatic that she wouldn't know what was happening to her son. So this is how the mother and son's reciprocation is, how Mahaprabhu was always, he loved Sachimata so intensely. He would always keep her very close to his heart. And in fact, when this is when Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, once there was one personality by name Damodar Pandit, whom Mahaprabhu calls, and he says, you have to go to Nadia and you be with my mother. The reason for that is a different pastime, which I'm not saying. Damodar Pandit corrected Mahaprabhu once. So Mahaprabhu felt Damodar Pandit, it's best for Damodar Pandit to be with his mother at this point of time. And they are just very few verses, but they are so beautiful. Uh, so Mahaprabhu tells Damodar Pandit, offer my mother millions of my obeisances. Please speak to her about my happiness here and thus give her happiness. So Mother Sachi will get happiness only when she knows her son is happy. Tell her that I sent you to inform her of my personal activities so that she may share in my happiness. Speaking in this way, satisfy the mind of Mother Sachi. Also remind her of one most confidential incident with this message from me. So what is that confidential message? Mahaprabhu says, I come to your house again and again to eat all the sweetmeats and vegetables you offer. So Mahaprabhu never got separated from Mother Sachi. Whenever every day Mother Sachi would offer, Mahaprabhu would come and he would accept her offerings. You know that I come and eat the offerings, but because of external separation, you consider this a dream. And then Mahaprabhu says, during the last Magha Sankranti festival, you cooked varieties of vegetables, condensed milk, cakes, and sweet rice for me. You offered the food to Lord Krishna, and while you were in meditation, I suddenly appeared, and your eyes were filled with tears. I went there in great haste and ate everything. When you saw me eating, you felt great happiness. In a moment, after you had wiped your eyes, you saw that the plate you had offered me was empty. Then you thought, I dreamt as if Nimai were eating everything. In the condition of external separation, you were again under illusion, thinking that you had not offered the food to Lord Vishnu. Then you went to see the cooking pots and found that every pot was filled with food. Therefore, you again offered the food after cleansing the plate for the offering. Thus, I again and again eat everything you offer me, for I am attracted by your pure love. And then Mahaprabhu says, only by your order am I living in Nilachal, Jagannath Puri. Nevertheless, you still pull me near you because of your great love for me, O Mother. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Damodara Pandita, remind Mother Sachi in this way again and again and worship her lotus feet in my name. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered that varieties of prasadam offered to Lord Jagannath be brought. Ordered that varieties of prasadam or offered to Lord Jagannath be brought. The Lord then gave him the prasadam separately packed to offer to various Vaishnavas and his mother. So this is how our Mahaprabhu loved his mother. We'll move on with the verses for today. एक बड़ अद्भुत कथा शुन सावधाने वैष्णवापराधा गुछे इहारा श्रवणे. Listen carefully to this wonderful topic, for by hearing this narration, one will be freed from offenses to the Vaishnavas. So this is the benediction which Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is giving us even before we start the pastime. एक दिन महाप्रभु गौरंगा सुंदरा उठी अवसीला विष्णु कठारा उपरा. One day Gauranga Mahaprabhu climbed on the throne of Lord Vishnu. निज मूर्ति शील सब करी निज खोले आपना प्रकाशे गौरा चंद्रा कुतूहले. Gaura Chandra took all his forms as Shaligram Shilas on his lap and joyfully revealed himself. Mui Kali Yuge Krishna, Mui Narayana, Muni Rama Rupe Kailu, Sagara Bandhana. In Kali Yuga, I am Krishna and I am Narayana. In the form of Rama, I built a bridge over the ocean. So these are such beautiful verses. One day, Gaurang Mahaprabhu climbed on the throne of Lord Vishnu. And this is happening in Srivasangan. So Mahaprabhu went and sat on Vishnu's throne and he started revealing his opulent pastimes. He took all the Shaligram Shilas on his lap and he joyfully revealed himself. So these Shaligram Shilas, as we know, they come from Gandaki river and they are direct manifestations of Lord Vishnu. And they come in various types: Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda, and Narasimha. We have Sankarshana, Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, so on. There are different types of Shaligram Shilas. And taking all those Shaligram Shilas, which are in various of his own forms, now Mahaprabhu is revealing himself. He says, I am Krishna, I am Narayana, I am Rama. And I am the one who, as Rama, built a bridge over the ocean. So we have this beautiful chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. In that, we have a very beautiful verse. But before reciting that verse, Sutta Goswami, he glorifies the Supreme Lord. He talks about various incarnations of the Supreme Lord. And he says, O Brahmanas, he's addressing the sages of Naimisharanya. He says, the incarnations of the Lord are innumerable, like rivulets flowing from inexhaustible sources of water. So it is not that the Lord has only so many forms to reveal. He has unlimited incarnations, unlimited forms. And then he quotes this beautiful verse. Ete cham shakala pumsa krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam loke mridayanti yuge yuge. All of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Supreme Lord. But Lord Shri Krishna, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the theists. This is a very beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada. I will read a little of this purport. It may take a little while, but this is such a beautiful purport, and I couldn't even filter it much because every word is so beautiful and it is in connection with our today's verses, how the Lord is saying all those forms are none other than Him. So here we read the purport. In this particular stanza, Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is distinguished from other incarnations. He is counted amongst the avatars, incarnations, because out of his causeless mercy, the Lord descends from his transcendental abode. Avatara means one who descends. All the incarnations of the Lord, including the Lord himself, descend on different planets of the material world, as also in different species of life, to fulfill particular missions. Sometimes he comes himself, and sometimes his different plenary portions or parts of plenary portions or his differentiated portions, directly or indirectly empowered by him, descend on this material world to execute certain specific functions. Originally, the Lord is full of all opulences, all prowess, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, all renunciation. When they are partly manifested through the plenary portions or parts of the plenary portions, it should be noted that certain manifestations of his different powers are required for those particular functions. Prabhupada gives a very beautiful analogy. When in the room, small electric bulbs are displayed, it does not mean that the electric powerhouse is limited by the small bulbs. The same powerhouse can supply power to operate large-scale industrial dynamos with greater volts, and it can also supply power to these small electric bulbs in our houses. Similarly, the incarnations of the Lord display limited powers because so much power is needed at that particular time. For example, Lord Parashurama and Lord Narasimha displayed unusual opulence by killing the disobedient Kshatriyas 21 times, that's Lord Parashurama, and killing the greatly powerful atheist Hiranyakashipu, that's our Narsingadeva. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that even the demigods in other planets would tremble simply by the unfavorable raising of his eyebrow. The demigods in the higher level of material existence many times excel the most well-to-do human beings in duration of life, beauty, wealth, paraphernalia, and in all other respects. Still, they were afraid of Hiranyakashipu. Thus, we can simply imagine how powerful Hiranyakashipu was in the material world. But even Hiranyakashipu was cut into small pieces by just the nails of the Supreme Lord Narsimha. This means that anyone materially powerful cannot stand the strength of the Lord's nails. Similarly, Jamadagnya, that's our Parashurama, displayed the Lord's power to kill all the disobedient kings, powerfully situated in their respective states. Prabhupada moves on. The Lord's empowered incarnation, Narada, and plenary incarnation, Varaha, as well as indirectly empowered Lord Buddha, created faith in the mass of people. The incarnations of Rama and Dhanvantari displayed his faith. Balarama, Mohini, and Vamana exhibited beauty. Dattatreya, Matsya, Kumara, Kapila exhibited his transcendental knowledge. Nara and Narayana Rishis exhibited his renunciation. So, all the different incarnations of the Lord indirectly or directly manifested different features, but Lord Krishna, the primeval Lord, exhibited the complete features of Godhead. And thus it is confirmed that he is the source of all other incarnations. And our Gaura Sundara is none other than Krishna himself. I'll just read a little bit of this purport more. According to Srila Jiva Goswami's statement, in accordance with authoritative sources, Lord Krishna is the source of all other incarnations. It is not that Lord Krishna has any other source. All the symptoms of the supreme truth in full are present in the person of Lord Sri Krishna. And in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord emphatically declares that there is no truth greater than or equal to himself. Mattah parataram na anyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is nothing, kinchit, even this much also, there is nothing which is greater than me or even equal to me. That is the Lord saying himself. So the Sammam Bonam, Krishna is one without a second. So this is Srila Prabhupada saying. And then in this purport, Srila Prabhupada goes further to talk about all the expansions of Krishna. I will not go into too much of detail, but just a very small view. So Krishna is Swayam Rupa. That's his original form as cowherd boy in Vrindavan. From Swayam Rupa comes Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha can be exhibited in two forms. Prabhava Prakasha and Vaibhava Prakasha. Prabhava Prakasha is Krishna himself displaying various forms simultaneously, all equal in their features. The examples are Krishna expanding himself to dance with all the gopis in Rasa Leela. And then he expands himself when he enters into the palaces of the 16,108 queens in Dwaraka every day. Then again in the morning, when Krishna would leave for his Swadharma assembly hall, all the forms of Krishna would merge back into him. So this is Prabhava Prakasha. Vaibhava Prakasha, the forms are manifested differently, little bit, and also they have different emotions. So this is the first expansion of the Lord comes here. That is our Balaram. Balaram takes a different bodily complexion of being white in color, and he has a different mode, the servitor mode. And the other form which comes in Vaibhava Prakasha is Krishna as Vasudeva, Devaki's son. So here Vasudeva behaves like a Kshatriya and not as the cowherd boy. Now then we have Tadekatma Rupas. These Tadekatma Rupas have Vilasas and Swamshas. Now Vilasas can be Prabhava Vilasa and Vaibhava Vilasa. The Prabhava Vilasas are the Adi Chaturvyuhas, the first 4 expansions of Vasudeva, Mula Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. From here comes Narayana. Narayana gives rise to the second form of Chaturvyuhas, who are the Vaibhava Vilasa forms. So these are Vasudeva, Mahasankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And from this Mahasankarshana, the Purusha avatars will come. And going on forth, we have Leela avatars, we have Guna avatars, we have Manvantara avatars, we have Yuga avatars, so on. Shaktyavesha avatars, as Prabhupada said in the purport also, Narada Muni, they're all the Kumaras, they're all Shaktyavesha avatars. So this is a small glimpse into the Lord's incarnations. And here, our Gaurasundara sitting on that beautiful throne, he is saying, I am that Krishna who appeared in all these forms. And then our Gaurasundara continues. He says, Sutiya chilung kshira sagara bhitare mora nidra bhangileka nadara hunkare. I was sleeping in the ocean of milk, but my sleep was broken by the loud cries of Advaita. Prema bhakti vilaite amara prakasha maga maga are nada maga Srinivasa. I descended to distribute the ecstatic love of God. O Nada, O Srinivasa, ask for some benedictions. So, we know how Advaita Acharya, he worshipped for a very long time. He worshipped Shaligram Shila with tulsi leaves and Ganga water, and he cried out so that the Supreme Lord himself can come. And why did Advaita Acharya do this? Because he's the Acharya, and he was seeing the miserable condition in which all the people were. They were totally materialistic. They were just karmakandis, doing pious activities to enjoy the fruitive actions and nothing beyond it. No bhakti anywhere. And Advaita Acharya, being the personality of Godhead himself, he knew that he could give liberation, but to give that prema bhakti, the Supreme Lord himself had to come. So he cried out and dragged our Gaurasundara from he was from his sleep to come here. So now he's saying, I have come. Ask for benedictions, oh Nada, ask for benedictions, oh Srinivasa, Srivas Thakura. So here, what benedictions will our Advaita Acharya want? His only desire was to be known as Caitanya Dasa. And we know so many pastimes where we have gone through again and again how Advaita Acharya was respected by Nimai, was given so much of respect by Nimai, but Advaita Acharya would figure out ways to take the dust of Nimai's lotus feet, to smear it on his body, and then get beaten up by Nimai, get chastised by our Gaurasundara, so that he can just be Chaitanya Dasa. And Srivas Thakur was such an elevated devotee. His only desire was to see his Gaurasundara happy. So we know how when Sankirtan was going on in his Angan, once his mother-in-law hid behind a basket to see our beautiful Gaura Nataraj dancing, but our Supreme Lord didn't get his usual ecstasy because it was just not his very intimate Parshadas who were there. So Mahaprabhu started saying, I'm not getting this usual ecstasy. What's wrong? What's wrong? And Srivas Pandit gets to know his mother-in-law is hiding behind a basket, and mother-in-law is somebody who should be respected just like a mother. But still Srivas Thakur did not care. He pulled her and threw her out of the courtyard. This is our Srivas Thakur. What that Srivas Thakur lost his own son when Mahaprabhu was in his Sankirtan, and he asked his family members to not grieve for the loss of their dear one. He said, nothing should come in the way of my Mahaprabhu's dancing. So this Srivas Pandit, what benedictions will he ask? So, but still Mahaprabhu is saying, oh, ask for some benedictions, because he is in his Vaikuntha mood. देखी महाप्रकाश नित्यानंद राया तटक्षणे तुली छत्र धरिल मथाया. Okay, I'll read one more. On seeing the Lord's divine manifestation, Nityananda Prabhu immediately held an umbrella over the Lord's head. वामदिके गदाधरा तांबूल योगाया चारिदिके भक्तगण चामर धुलाया. From the left of the Lord, Gadadhara offered betel nuts. Devotees on all sides fanned the Lord with chamaras. So we see this pastime of Mahaprabhu revealing his opulence frequently. It would happen that he would dance for a very long time in Srivasangan through the night, and then suddenly sometimes he would get in this mood of Vaikunthanatha, and he would go and he would sit on the throne of Lord Vishnu, just the way we saw today, and he would start revealing his opulences. And usually when he did this, he was unaware of what he was doing, and devotees would worship him then, and they would offer various foodstuffs. And after some time, Mahaprabhu would generally come back to his external consciousness and immediately get down and become his usual very humble devotee self. So even one such pastime where Mahaprabhu sat on the throne of Vishnu and put all the Shaligram Shilas on his lap. This is such a beautiful thing which happened then. So our Vishwambhara, when he sat on the throne, he is the Lord of everything. He is Vishwambhara. So when he sat on that throne, the throne began to crack. And who was there at his side? Just like today, it is our Lord Nityananda Prabhu who is always there with our Mahaprabhu when he's revealing these beautiful pastimes. And Nityananda Prabhu immediately went and touched that throne, that Simhasana. At that time, Ananta manifested in the throne and stabilized the throne so that Mahaprabhu could comfortably sit on that throne and continue his opulent pastime. So this was revealed by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur in Chaitanya Bhagavata Madhya Leela, 8th chapter. So many such times it has happened. And even now, Mahaprakash Leela is one pastime which is different from all these episodes, because when during Mahaprakash Leela, the Lord gave up all these pretensions. He wantedly assumed the role of Vaikunthanatha for the pleasure of his devotees. And he displayed that pastime continuously for 21 hours. Sata Prahariya Leela. And that is when he sat, he revealed all his glories, and he said, recite the prayers with which you do Abhishekam. And then all the devotees started doing Abhishekam with kanjis, and they started reciting Purusha Sukta. And after that Abhishekam in Mahaprakash Leela, which went on for a long time, even the demigods disguised as human beings came and took part in this beautiful, most auspicious, most confidential pastime. And then after the Abhishekam, the devotees dressed the Lord nicely, applied sandalwood paste on his transcendental body, cleaned the throne and asked him to sit there. And there also our Nityananda Prabhu will again hold a umbrella over our Mahaprabhu's head. So, and here we see that Gadadhar, who is always to the left of our Mahaprabhu, he offered betel nuts, and devotees from all sides started fanning the Supreme Lord with chamaras. It's such a beautiful picture. Bhakti Yoga Vilaya Gaura Gauranga Maheshwara Yahara Yahate Priti Laya Sevara. As Lord Gauranga distributed pure devotional service, the devotees asked for benedictions according to their desires. के हबले मोरा बापा बड़ दुष्ट मती तारा चित्त भाला हैले मोरा avyahati. Someone said, my father is sinful minded. I will be relieved if his heart changes. केह मागे गुरु प्रति केह शिष्य प्रति केह पुत्र केह पत्नी यार यथारति. According to their respective attachments, someone requested a benediction for his guru, someone for his student, someone for his son, and someone for his wife. When Lord Sri Gaurasundara displayed his divine manifestation, so this is the first commentary we had for today by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Thakur. When Lord Sri Gaurasundara displayed his divine manifestation, various persons requested benedictions for their offensive guru, offensive son, offensive disciple, or offensive wife. In other words, when various persons prayed for devotional service for their loved ones, the Lord awarded them suitable benedictions. So, we also do that when in our prayers, we generally pray for the Krishna consciousness of our loved ones. And I've heard this many times from Kirtida Mataji. She says, we are here today performing bhakti, or in my case, very, very little bhakti, because of somebody's prayers. So these prayers are very potential, praying for somebody's Krishna consciousness. And we see how our Guru Maharajas are constantly praying for us in front of Radha Madhav, in front of Radha Shyama Sundara, that all their disciples somehow will proceed very nicely in their bhakti. And so many times we hear this benediction from Srila Gurudev in his classes. He says, you all should get prema bhakti, you all should get prema bhakti. So we see how Vaishnavas, they pray for others. And Gaurasundara was very pleased with this prayer. So one such Vaishnava is our Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, we see how Narsingadev came, killed Hiranyakashipu, then Prahlad Maharaj offered beautiful prayers. So everything is done. And now our Narsingadev asked for benedictions from Prahlad Maharaj. He said, you ask for benedictions, just the way he's telling Advaita Acharya, he's telling Srivas Pandit in this today's reading. He asked Prahlad Maharaj, ask for benedictions. And then Prahlad Maharaj says, Prahlad Maharaj thinks these material benedictions as just impediments to his spiritual progress. He didn't accept them. And he says, if anyone engaged in devotional service, they ask for sense gratification, then they can never become or never be called pure devotees or even devotees. So what should we call them? We should just call them a merchant, because they are in the business of give and take. So this is Prahlad Maharaj's words. But the same Prahlad Maharaj, he says later on in this chapter, he asks Lord Narasimhadeva, can I ask you for one benediction? And what is that benediction? Prahlad Maharaj says, I know that my father at the time of death had already become purified. Why? Because Narasimhadev had put him on his lap and he had glanced at him. So that glance and touch by Narsingadev was enough to purify Hiranyakashipu. But still, Prahlad Maharaj says, he blasphemed you, O Lord. He blasphemed you, who is the spiritual master of the entire universe, of all the living beings. And he committed many sinful acts, even towards me, who is a devotee of you. So I wish that he be excused from all these sinful acts. And Srila Prabhupada, in that purport, he writes, this is a Vaishnava son. Despite all inconveniences imposed upon him by his father, he could not forget his father's affection. He wanted his father also to begin his spiritual journey. So that is Prahlad Maharaj. And we know how he taught all the sons, the children of all those asuras were also trained to become devotees by Prahlad Maharaj. That is a compassionate heart of a Vaishnava. Even Dhruva Maharaj, when after ruling for quite a bit of time, I think it is 36,000 years, and then he gave up everything, went to Badrikashram, and there he was performing severe austerities, and he was constantly in ecstasy. He would be crying, thinking about the Lord, and this way he became fully liberated from material bondage. And at that moment, a beautiful airplane came with our Vishnu Dutas, Nanda and Sunanda in it. And they glorified Dhruva Maharaja's austerities. And they said, even your forefather, nobody got this eligibility, but you have been invited by the Supreme Lord himself to come to Vaikuntha. So please come. And at that time, Dhruva Maharaj took his sacred bath. He adorned himself with the needed ornaments. He went, took blessings from all the sages who were there. And then he stepped on the death personified's head and he climbed into the chariot. When he climbed into the chariot, he became so effulgent and he was all set to leave to Vaikuntha. But at that moment, he thought of his mother. He thought of Suniti and he thought to himself, how shall I go alone to Vaikuntha, leaving behind my poor mother? And Prabhupada says, who was his mother? She was Patha Pradarshaka Guru. She was the spiritual master who showed him the way. She said, yes, it is Narayana who is the father of everybody and who can fulfill everybody's wishes. And so go. And I have seen people meditate Narayana in the forest. So go to the forest. So this was instructed by his mother. And Dhruva Maharaja now, because of that, he never forgot his mother's mercy on him. And so Prabhupada in this purport, he says, there was no question of carrying Narada, who was the Diksha Guru, to Vaikuntha Loka, because our Narada is a celestial spaceman himself. So, but Dhruva Maharaja thought of his mother. So that's a quality of a Vaishnava. We also know how Vidura came back to Hastinapura just to make Dhritarashtra quit his home. And he gave such strong instructions. And only after that, Dhritarashtra got convinced, became firmly convinced. And he decided to leave his home and went on the path of liberation. And while we are talking about so many devotees, we'll end with one, thinking of one beautiful personality who wanted this to the entire world, that is Vasudeva Datta. He goes even higher and he tells our Mahaprabhu, my dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful reactions of all the living entities. But you please finish their deceased material existence in this world here. So he wanted to completely relieve all the conditioned souls from the very material existence so that they don't have any more opportunity to commit any sins. And he was ready to suffer the reactions of all those people. And Prabhupada says in this purport, the entire world is purified simply by the appearance of such a great devotee. The last verse for today. भक्तवाक्य सत्याकरी प्रभु विश्वंभरा हासिया सबरे दिला prema bhakti vara. Lord Vishwambhara makes the words of his devotees come true. He smiled as he awarded the benediction of loving devotional service to every. Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, Matajis, for patiently listening. Please correct all my mistakes and please share your realizations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Cinmayi Vrajpriya Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for a wonderful session. And beautifully, you took us from the journey of the background of Mother Sachi and how she was in so much love for Nimai. So, and of course, this. So, Mataji, my one question about this is that this is the part of Mahaprakash Leela, right?
Mataji, even I was not sure. In somewhere I read, I don't remember where. It comes many times, no Mataji, that and the same things like here Mahaprabhu goes, sits on the Vishnu throne, takes Shaligram Shilas on his laps. But some place I read that he was usually, where did I read that now? I forget. He was generally unaware of what he was doing, but it was Mahaprakash Leela alone, which he purposefully did. He wanted to reveal his opulence.
So yeah, this is mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat itself. Many times that Mahaprabhu took this Bhagavan form, but this form in during Mahaprakash Leela, it went for the longest time. And this time Mahaprabhu was simply awarding. So this is the only time when Mahaprabhu was awarding benedictions to everybody. So I don't know. I heard that this is the part of Mahaprakash Leela, but it is later mentioned by Vrindavan Das Thakur. It was not mentioned during Mahaprakash Leela, but again, I'm not sure because I don't have evidence for it. So I was just thinking if you have researched, then maybe you can throw some light on this.
I couldn't, Mataji. The only thing was this text 18 says, Dekhi Mahaprakasha Nityananda Raya. That comes here. And the translation given is divine manifestation. So I was not sure. That was the only thing which came. Even I tried, Mataji, I couldn't get anything much.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for the excellent session. Hare Krishna. For all the references from Bhagavatam and that purport that you read of Srila Prabhupada was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. I need your blessings, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful class. Yes, Mataji, you started from how Sachi Mata's love and affection for Nimai, and you gave examples of Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, and that purport. Yeah, what Mataji Kirtida Mataji was mentioning, the purport was really beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much for all your realizations and all the notes which you have collected for this class. Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing everything with us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I have no realizations, Mataji. I just read Prabhupada's purports, that's all. Thank you so much for encouraging me, Sandrangi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Cinmayi Vrajpriya Mataji. Very, very nice class. I think every single verse you did full justice. From the very first verse that you started till the last verse of asking benedictions of different devotees. I really liked how you highlighted Vasudeva Datta as the pinnacle of asking benedictions for the welfare of everybody. Here they were asking for their immediate kith and kin. That is very nice. That is very natural for most of us to do. But then when you highlighted the example of Vasudeva Datta, that was really, really excellent. Thank you so much, Mataji. And also thank you for going through the different forms and the manifestations of the Lord, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually manifesting his opulence and showing himself as the different forms of the Lord. Also, the pastime of Nityananda Prabhu, balancing the throne, holding the weight of Vishwambhar. Everything was very, very beautifully put together, Mataji. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Priti Lasni Mataji. As usual, you helped me a lot. Without you, I could not have done this class. And thank you for giving that in the last minute. I kept hunting where it is, and you were the one who showed me where it is.
That's the only help I did, Mataji.
No, please don't say that. Everything is yours.
I am as a helper for search engines, so I can run search engine and give you something. That's the only thing I can do.
Don't belittle yourself that way, Mataji. No. When I first read the verses, I'll be clueless, and only after I talk to you, I get ideas. So thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. And in the chat also, Mataji, Sukhsagari Mataji has written that beautiful class, Mataji. And Shivani Mataji is also glorifying you for the wonderful class, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I can see one hand raised from Binita Gandhavika Mataji. Mataji, would you like to please go ahead?
She
Hare
must be
Krishna, Binita Gandhavika Mataji.
Now, can you hear me now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, my headsets were not working. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for the beautiful, beautiful class, Mataji. Very grateful to you. And thank you for reading those purports. You say like it will take time, but though don't even say that, Mataji. Reading purport is very much important for us. You take a time and you read those purports. At least I will hear in that way. Otherwise, I will not read them. Thank you so much, Mataji. And when you are highlighting on that point that how our Guru Vargas pray for us to progress in our spiritual life, only by their prayers we are able to progress. Thank you, Mataji. That's really very nice. I was writing Vyasa Puja homage and I was meditating on that point only. And you were saying that when I was like, oh, Mataji is speaking, what I have to write next. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
very glorious, Mataji. And once Guru Maharaj also said, I think he said it many times, I bow down to each and every one of your Paramatma in each and every one of your heart. I bow down to him. It just brought goosebumps. Like, where are they? They are so elevated and they're always thinking of our well-being. I'm so fallen. I'm so fallen. And what a Vaishnava quality it is. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, so true. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. You all are so humble, Mataji. So nice for your association, Mataji. Thank you so much. And that Vasudeva Datta's example was really very nice, Mataji. Thank you for sharing that one with us. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Brinda Gopika Mataji is also saying, glorifying you for the nice class. Can I read it, Mataji? Thank you. Har Cinmayi Radha Mataji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. You are so sincere, Vaishnavi. Please accept my humble obeisances. Mataji is saying, Jai Sri Nityananda, Jai Gauranga, by Gopinath, Mercy, get strong association of Bhakti Sangha teachers. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please bless me, Mataji, that I will somehow, in a very, very small way, please, Srila Gurudev.
Parima Mataji is also thanking you, Mataji, and Nitu Mataji is also thanking you. Wonderful, Mataji. Thank you. So, with your permission, can we end the call here, Mataji? Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's thank Mataji for the wonderful class. Mataji, we want your association again in the future. Thank you. And let's pay our obeisances to Mataji. Pancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaisnavebhyo namo namah. Nantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Caitanya Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Har Krishna Cinmayi Vrajpriya Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So Mataji,
Hare Krishna, Dalapana Mataji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Are we closing the call or would you like
I
to
have an
close?
announcement.
Yeah, one round when we'll chant, Mataji.
Mataji,
Yeah,
one
please announce,
second.
Mataji. Please announce.
Hare Krishna. Kirtita Mataji, are you there on the call?
He is there, Mataji, but she's not unmuting.
Okay. So I have a message from Kirtita Sundari Mataji that we will be joining at 4 o'clock for a kirtan towards the well-being of Her Grace Kamodaki Mataji. So we request all the devotees to join us as much as possible. I'm just going to mute everyone. Yeah. So here is an announcement on behalf of everybody. At 4 p.m. today on the Bhakti Sangha conference call, we will be joining for Kirtan for Her Grace Kaumodaki Mataji. So we request everyone to join us on the call. The call line will be open 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be joining. For those who asked the question, it will be 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So please join for Kirtan, and we will have continuous Kirtan. We will also call upon volunteers to continue the kirtan throughout the evening, at least till the kids' class begins. Okay, 4 to 6:30 in the evening. And if everyone wants to chant or do anything now, of course the lines are open. Whoever wants to join now can join. If you want to drop, you can drop. Okay.
And thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. And also, I talked to Bhanuja Mataji, daughter-in-law of Kamadaki Mataji, and she said that she will also join the Zoom link and she'll keep the phone beside Kamadaki Mataji.
Yes.
Because Mataji can just hear, she'll be taking the medicines, but still she will hear the kirtan, so she'll keep the phone beside her.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good, Mataji. So I'll put that message on the coordinators group. And as Vinita asked, if anyone is available to chant, you can definitely chant on the call now. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We will close the call, Mataji, to get the recording out, and I will start the call again. I'm okay to chant 1 or 2 rounds now, because at 4 o'clock I will be just returning from the school. So I will be chanting 1, 2 rounds. If anybody wanted to join with me, they can join. I will close the call now and rejoin again.
Okay,
Sure,
Kindly
ma'am.
if you are available. But I am chanting. I'm there for
Okay.
chanting. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what I'll do is I'll end the call now.
Yes, and Mataji, I will rejoin again. Yes.
Yeah, that way
Okay.
the live ends.
Yeah.
Okay.